Moments ago, you actually just heard from President Biden right here on 10 Tampa Bay, jumping into the fight over mask mandates in schools. He said he will support any school district that is threatened to lose funding over those masking policies. That's something our governor, Ron DeSantis, has warned that he would do. And that's while we're seeing a surge of COVID cases in less than 2 weeks of the start of school. There's over 10,000 students in Hillsborough County testing positive or quarantining due to COVID-19. And we're just over a week into the new school year. The total number so far is 10,384, nearly 5% of the student body. There's also 338 staffers being kept home as well. The school board held an emergency meeting today to try and figure out how to stop the spread, and they're still meeting, getting feedback from parents and doctors. It got emotional at times as some begged for stricter enforcement on masks, others saying there's no use going against the governor's order, giving parents the choice on masks.
I'm here representing over 200 local physicians in the Tampa Bay area. We've come to ask you to put back the mask mandate. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that all persons in school, regardless of vaccination status, wear masks.
For today, I urge you to stop being reactive and be proactive for the sake of your children.
Not only by making a mask mandate are you defying the orders of our governor, but it won't work. The schools are too overcrowded. Sure, they can wear a mask all day. The second they get to lunch, take that off to eat, they're talking to their friends, bacteria flies.
So you've heard from both sides of the argument there. Our Liz Crawford has been at this school meeting all day. And Liz, it really just comes down to protecting kids.
Well, Ryan, it's certainly about protecting kids, but people's definition of protection could not be more different. There were people here earlier today who want to protect children from COVID-19. Others want to protect kids from having to wear a mask all day at school. Now, after hearing from 80-some people, the board is now considering a stricter mask requirement that would only allow staff and students to opt out with a medical note. It would only be for the next 30 days. Now, again, that discussion is taking place inside, but I can tell you it was heated outside the auditorium. Meeting started at 1 o'clock. Emotions were on full display. Parents and grandparents spilled into the breezeway. At times, people shouted at each other, questioned security on site, and yelled at news crews. I did get to speak with a few parents.
My worst fear, honestly, that my kids are going to get sick. I have an autoimmune disease. My kid has asthma. My other kid gets sick.
These kids, they need to herd up. We need to share germs because that's how things stop. Instead, the only thing that's being spread is fear.
Now, again, the board is now considering a stricter mask requirement for the next 30 days that would only allow people to opt out with a medical form from a doctor. Now, while the board discusses that, I do want to note that the board attorney explained that a move like this would come with risk. He expects the Florida Department of Education to say that this type of requirement would be in violation of the governor's emergency order banning mask mandates.